Um, so Chris Harder, you talking about the mastermind that I did with
Hmm.
Chris? Um, I would encourage anybody, as much as I do real estate conferences and things like that, and the different things that we're doing, I would encourage anybody in the real estate space to go get out of the real estate space and go experience what other people are doing that you can bring back to the real estate
Yeah.
space. So when I first met Chris at Lewis Howe's event, I was in his inaugural mastermind, his first one that he ever did. I don't even think he knew what he was doing at that point in time.
Yeah.
And it was such an insane connection with him. So I'm still in it 5 years later. I think you're still in Collective Genius, right?
Still in Collective
Yeah.
Genius. Yep.
I won't give it up because of the relationships.
Yeah.
So many people will look at the expense versus the value you get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the relationships that I've built over the last 5 years, I joke with everyone like, it's like $5,000 per year per new friend.
Yeah.
And what I gain out of that is insane.
Well, it's interesting, right? Because you're right. A lot of people look at this as a cost. Like, do I want to spend this kind of money? And everything I've been in has made me more money than being
Yep.
in it, than the
Yep.
cost. I mean, just something as simple, right? And I know you've experienced this in your own traditional business, but like my kids go to a piano school, right?
Mhm.
East Valley Yamaha Music
Yep.
School, right? You see me post about it sometimes
Yeah.
on Facebook. And when there was a real estate transaction to be had, they're like, hey, Steve, we like you. You guys have been here for these years. Will you help us with this transaction?
Yep.
Like legit, if we look at this piano school as a mastermind, that's more profitable than what we paid the school over all these
Yes.
years. Like the cool thing about our industry, we really don't have a lot of costs because it always ends up coming back to us in one way or another.
Right.
So
And that was the same thing with Munns Park, right?
yeah,
I didn't go up there and start marketing and advertising. I went up there and started donating to the charities and being involved here and playing pickleball. And like the more people I got to know, the better the relationship was. And that's what threw me, or pushed me forward up there.
yeah. So what did you get out of being in that mastermind? I mean, 5 years. That's
Yeah, 5
lot.
years. First year, it was like opening a cage of squirrels and watching them run all over the place. 'Cause you're like, well, this person over here, they're making money coaching. This person's doing a course, and I could do that. And then I realized, like, wait. I need to stay the course, which was how can I take the influence community and bring it into the business? And that's where we started going with that, which changed how I was. Probably the biggest thing on it was, as real estate agents, what do we do when an investor comes in? And I'm going to take this outside of like the traditional homeowner. So investor comes in like, I want to buy an investment property. You're like, great. I'll start sending you lists or off market or whatnot. Well, now what I've created is another piece of my business where I do a 4-week private strategy session with them. And it costs them money to come in the door before I will sell them a house.
Yeah.
Because I need their mindset to be the same as mine. And if they're willing to pay that, then they're going to be willing to invest. And if they don't invest, that's okay. They paid me for my time versus running around in the car trying to teach something that you specialized in. So it's been a lot of like, hey, I have value that people are willing to invest in, not charge. People will invest in my time for that knowledge. And that was just another leg of my business. And, just understanding that part of like all the different operations of the business was really like the most beneficial thing, that there was more value than just the transaction.
Yeah. So when you say that, it's interesting because there's two things that come to mind. There's a guy up in Salt Lake. I want to say Rex or something, but he has a meeting every year in his office, or his team does, with all their investors.
Mhm.
Right. And this is like, if you have a financial planner or financial advisor, whatever,
Yep.
every year you go to their office and you look at your investments, like what's good, what's not good, what changes do we need to make.
Yep.
But by doing that, you're top of mind conscious and you're the professional. When they need help, you're the guy.
Yes.
Right. So that's the first thing. Second thing, I remember reading Millionaire Real Estate Agent many years ago, right? I mean, this is over 10 years ago now.
Yep.
There was a gal. I want to say she was in New Mexico or whatever, but it was, if you want to work with her to buy property, it was $5,000 up front. Or if you don't want to pay it, that's okay. You just don't get to work with her.
Right.
And that's kind of what you're doing here.
So because here's the thing, especially on the investment side.
Yeah.
But I also believe that everyone's an investor. If you're a first-time home buyer, you're an investor.
Yeah.
So getting to walk people through that process and showing them the power of real estate as far as the house hack or, going from one house to the next. So doing those strategy sessions is where I really enjoy it because I feel like that I'm carrying on my dad's legacy.
Yeah.
Right. This is what I want to do. Your legacy of 100 millionaires. Right. Is that 100 millionaires or 1,000 millionaires?
100, but we'll get to 1,000.
Okay. I'll be number 2.
We already got. We'll pass number 2.
Nice.
Yeah.